everyone, Mr. Comics 89 here, and welcome back to part 2 of my top comics of 2019, list. So, these are the top 25 books that I'm the most happy about, getting, most proud of having, just, again, like the last list, they might not be all, Fantastic Four #1s here, or Amazing Spider-Man 300, which, like I said, he is an honorable mention because 300 I had to sell recently to get to help my family out with finances. But they're books and covers that matter to me, or are important to me, or stuck in my mind. So I hope you enjoy the top 25 books. So enjoy. At number 25 sits Amazing Spider-Man #4, first appearance of Silk. This is an awesome cover. I like. The red spider on the arm confused me in the beginning. I thought it was like a rash or something for the longest time. It wasn't until I actually held the book in my hand or watched or saw a close-up picture enough one time that I thought, oh, it's a spider. It's a spider on their arm. Okay, cool. Interesting. Me being, silly, I guess, but I finally understood. But I dig the cover. I dig the character Silk and the Spider-Verse storyline that appeared soon after this book. It's really, really cool. I had to have the first appearance of Silk. It's one of those key books that you need to get off your list. Number 24, Amazing Spider-Man 36, Legacy 477. I have it in a CGC 9.8. This is the post 9/11 issue, and it is gorgeous. This solid black cover with the white letters is just. There are a few books, like 3 or 4 comic books I've read, where the story just hits you on a so deep emotional level. I read this book because I originally bought it raw, like an 8.0 with or something, because there was a little scuff, faded color part. But I read it and like, oh my god, I have to have this book in a 9.8. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It struck a chord. I'm as guilty as some people as events fading and no longer being as important. I mean, I know 10 years is not, almost 20 years is not that much of a time as far as things go where you'd be like anymore. I mean, things like Pearl Harbor are still sad, but it's hard to care about it for me, and having not been born then, at least more than historical context. But this one, I will admit, I was not as remember 9/11 as I used to be. But reading this book brought it all back. I felt like I did as a kid in 6th grade when I looked on the TV and saw those towers on fire and collapse. It brought it all back to me. I just felt it all again. This book was so deep and so powerful. And I love how it honored the real heroes, the firefighters and the policemen, the nurses, the doctors, people who were there, and that the superheroes were behind them, showing the real heroes at the very end. So I dig it a lot. So I had to have it at 9.8 and found it. So got it for $120 on eBay. Guy listed had a couple of these going. His cheapest price you'll get on eBay, and he was right. I double checked. The next prices were at least $150 up. If not a little bit more. So, alright. We got number 23, Amazing Spider-Man 800. This is my favorite 800 variant cover. It is signed 9.6 CGC. It's signed by Mark Bagley. So, I basically got it for the price of shipping, grading, signature, and all that. That's what the guy said. I got enough of a deal that he was, I can't go any lower because this is what I paid for the book to get graded, for the signature, for grading, and all that other stuff. So I was debating between a 9.8, because I wanted a 9.8 of a book like this. But I decided price. I was happy with the 9.6 because I didn't want to pay 9.8 prices. But this is my favorite. Mark Bagley is definitely one of the cool Spider-Man Spider-Man, people in his history. It's really, really cool. I dig his artistic interpretation of him. So really, really cool. And like I said, I love the Red Goblin. It's really, really cool. I love Red Goblin. He's just so cool. Look on him, the fire, Spider-Man. Yeah, my favorite cover. Definitely my favorite cover of him. All right, at number 32. At number 22, Amazing Spider-Man number 33, in a good 2.5 good condition. Good minus condition. This is a classic cover I had to have for me. This is one of those that just stuck in my head. The whole Spider-Man and buried in rubble and pipe and water filling in, just portrayed there in Amazing Spider-Man Homecoming. I just had to have this book, and I finally got it for the price I wanted, or found it for a price I wanted, so I was happy with it. It's definitely just one of those I just had to have. Classic covers like this are obvious. There we go. Talking so much I need some tea, because I don't drink coffee. Alright, number 21. Probably the best person to ever draw female characters in a comic book. Amazing Spider-Man 601. J. Scott Campbell cover. It's in 9.0 CGC, and I just love this look on Mary Jane. Like that she's checking me out too. But I just love it. He does beautiful job on his girls. J. Scott Campbell does just a great artist. I just love that. Really, really cool. Love the position, love the posture of how he drew her, what he did with the background. It's just really cool. I love this book. I finally got it. Like I said, I wanted at least a 9 on this book. Highest grade possible, but I'm happy with a 9. Very happy with a 9. Very solid. So, really dig it. So happy to have this book on my wall here. Number 20. Amazing Spider-Man number 122. The Death of Green Goblin. I love this book here. It's in poor condition, and the reason why it's in poor condition, and you can see some of the drawing on it by the kid who owned it before and the Colonel Rocket Tail. But after I bought this book and I was going through it to make sure it was all there and it was accurate, there is a single panel in one of the death of Green Goblin in the back of the book when the glider flies into him and stabs him, and he's pinned to the wall. So it was cut out, So I was not happy about that, obviously, but as long as I got a partial refund, because I like the book still, and I wasn't gonna get a ASM 122 for that for a decent looking book for that price anytime soon. So as long as I got a partial refund like I did, I was more than happy to sweep it under the rug, and the guy was more than generous. More than generous, to have done it, because he didn't know about it. He admitted he didn't know about it. I showed him pictures as proof, and he gave me a partial refund, and thanked me for my time and bringing it to his attention and doing things the civil way, which a lot of people don't do, unfortunately. All right, number 19, Amazing Spider-Man 361 in a 9.0 CGC. First full appearance of Carnage. I'm digging this cover. It is also the first print run, as you can tell from the white. Happy to have it. Again, covered by Mark Bagley. Just dig it. Really dig it. It's really, really cool. I didn't think I'd get it for a while because it's one of those I did want to have. I did want to have Spider-Man keys, but it's just others are more important, or other covers were more important, even if they weren't keys and all that. They're classic covers and whatnot. But with the second Venom movie coming out, And especially after the trailer, at the end of Venom 1 and all that, I decided the time was right to go after this book because enough time had passed that prices had dropped on it, I believed, or not as high as they once were, skyrocketed, and I could get it at a decent price. Because I waited for Venom 2 trailer with Carnage in it, this book would have shot more up in values, and I went and got it. So I thought this was the best time right before before a trailer dropped and all that. So very happy. All right, number 18, Amazing Spider-Man number 43 in a 3.5 CGC signature series, signed by Stan the Man. This is the other book I bought along with the 31. I bought them at the same time from the same guy. I bought this book because Stan Lee had literally just passed a month and a half earlier, 2 months earlier, and I wanted Stan Lee's signature. I knew I was going to be fighting. I knew I was going to be fighting the death value, for a signature, but so I decided to go for a lower Amazing Spider-Man grade because I had to have Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't want a Stan Lee signed book on another kind of book. I wanted him for what I loved, my favorite character in Amazing Spider-Man. So I got this book, and I'm very happy. It's the second appearance of Rhino and his origin. I believe it's the second appearance of Mary Jane. Again, face not shown. So I think it's the next one, or 44, where we see her, where we finally see her at last, and she says, "Face the tiger, you won the jackpot." But so I was really happy to have this book here and have a Stan Lee signature. And this book was really cool, and it's really cool to me too, because it is signed 1 month exactly before Stan Lee died. The date of the signature on it says it signed 1 month before he died. So I thought it was really cool. I almost bought the another ASM 31 signed by Stan Lee. That was signed literally a week or a few days before he died, but the person would not lower the price, and we didn't reach a deal. So I got this one instead, and I'm more than happy with it. Number 17, Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 7. 5.5 CGC, The Death of Supergirl, Pieta cover. I found this one in a comic book shop up in Pueblo, Colorado, and I was jumping up and down when I saw this one, because I was on the very last box, very last thing, looking through these, and like, oh, I found it, I wanted this cover, I wanted this cover so much, so I had to buy it, and it had that watery, wrinkly look to it, where it just moisture and it wrinkled a little bit. But I had it pressed out. Some of the things had come back after it was pressed, so I only got a 5.5 because I was hoping for at least an 8 or a 7, I think, at the time. But again, I'm more than happy with it. In fact, you might be able to see it right here on my shoulder if it's not, if it's in view from the picture here. But I just had to have it because it's one of those covers I just had to have. And again, Superman being my favorite character, just one of those key books. Definitely a very hard storyline to read. I read the book before I had it pressed out, CGC'd and pressed. It was hard. It's like someone who's not a math person trying to study for a college calculus exam. I'm not a math person. I'm like trying to read it, going, I can't understand this. So I got the general picture, but the flowing of it just escaped me. Is what it is. Alright, number 16 is Submariner number 1. I think it's a 6.0. This book is currently at CGC. I got this from a shop up in Parker, Colorado. It's a suburb of Denver. And from Hall of Justice, Comic and Collectibles, and I was super stoked. It's one of those books that I thought if I ever come across it, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to search it out on eBay. And wouldn't you know it, I was up there in Denver visiting family a weekend, one of these weekends in the past, and this guy literally walked in the door before us, and the owner was talking to him, and he was selling books to them, and a lot of low issue key books like Captain America 100, Iron Man #1, Amazing Spider-Man 14, 15, 50, 5, a lot of these key books from Marvel, early Marvel, Silver Age Marvel is just like, oh my god, why would you be selling this stuff? Fantastic Four 48. I could have got a higher graded book here for 48, or for 48 for $500 instead of buying the 3 books that I bought from him. But I decided, since I already had one, I didn't need an upgrade. But I love this book here, and it's in good condition. I'm expecting, like I said, at least a 6.0. Did have it pressed, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it can be higher because it still has that nice blue to it. All right, number 15, Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of Hobgoblin. I dig this cover. This is cool. This is one of those covers that just stuck in my mind. I had to have this book. I just couldn't find it in the grade I wanted or the price I wanted. It was just hard to get. Just really hard to get, It could be in a higher looking grade, but it didn't have the tattoos, or it could be a really beat up book, in which case it definitely didn't have the tattoos in it. But a couple of weeks ago, I bought it at another small comic book shop in Pueblo called Condos Collectibles, and the guy literally sold to them 15 minutes before I got there an ASM 238, about a 4.0 to 3.0. Yeah, it was more beat up looking, and it didn't have the tattoos, and it was $35. I didn't see it until the one guy walked up going, "This for sale?" The owner going, "Yeah, I literally just bought it." And he bought it from her. So man, if I saw that, I would have grabbed it in a second. So I was bummed, and it got a fire under me going, I have to get this book. And I posted a picture of it on Instagram. I'm looking for this book. Anyone have it? And what do you know? A guy with a guy named Old Man Spider had one, and it's in a good condition. This thing is an 8.5, maybe even a 9 with a pressing, and it did have the tattoos. And we reached a deal for $70, including shipping. I think that was a steal and a great book for me, because like I said, I've seen books that are the same price on eBay and worse condition without tattoos. I double checked and verified it had the tattoo in it. So it is definitely a beautiful book, and I cannot wait to have this thing graded. All right, number 14, Amazing Spider-Man 252 9.4 CGC. First appearance, tied for first appearance with a couple other books for the first black suit of Amazing Spider-Man. I absolutely love the black suit of Spider-Man. So obviously all these keys of the black suit I had to have, this being one of them. I bought this from an auction from Whodat, and I'm just happy to have it. Really cool book. I love the homage cover to AF-15. I just dig it a lot. Really happy to have it. So, like I said, love the black suit. So, really happy to have this book. Alright, number 13, Secret Wars number 8, 9.2 CGC. I got this book here, like I said, here from, again, the same shop that I got the Crisis book. Bought it for $75, and the guy thought it was a 9.4 because it had one solid ding mark on the spine. It would have been color breaking if it wasn't for the white. Area, but I don't know. So it was a hope I had it pressed and cleaned, or whatever, hoping for a 9.4 or 9.6, but unfortunately it's a 9.2, but I'm more than happy with it. It is gorgeous, and it's the origin of the symbiote, the black suit. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the black suit. So bad to the bone. Awesome, awesome. Alright, number 12. Amazing Spider-Man number 50, currently at CGC, about, I'm guessing 4.0 to 4.5. This is the second book I bought from Hall of Justice up there. Again, like I said, he had several books, several keys, and all that, and he let me look through them before he had them priced and all that, and I grabbed 3 books from him and walked out the door with them. So, you know, paying, of course. But I love this cover and all that. Just really, really cool. Love the red. You know, just really, really cool. Cool, I'm glad to have it. In fact, I did a painting of this cover, you know, homage to this cover here, that I gave as an AOK to Reggie. You know, you can see him unboxing in one of his videos, and you can also see it in a lot of his videos since then in the background. So I'm glad he enjoyed it, and I just love the book, love the storyline. First appearance of Kingpin. So, really cool. Alright, number 11. Fantastic Four number 13, signed by Stan Lee. This book is currently at CBCS because obviously I bought it after the fact that he died and all that. I'm convinced I'm only going to get a 0.5 pour on this because I'm convinced, having flipped through the pages and double checked and all that, that I'm positive it's missing a page, non-story related, because one page does come out of the book and there is no second page, you know, it comes out. Plus, like I said, I counted, there's supposed to be 36 pages in that book, including front and cover, back and back, on both sides, and I only counted 34 pages, so I'm positive I'm missing a page. I'm missing a page out of the book. The person has, unfortunately, I left a positive review because I boxed it and looked great before I had a chance to double check it. My mistake will never happen again. But the person I bought it from on eBay has refused to give me money back. You know, I wanted to keep the book because I bought it for $3.50 and all that, so it's definitely, another Stan Lee book, early Fantastic Four, first appearance of the Red Ghost, and I think and the Watcher. So I just wanted it, couldn't pass it up, and I'm not returning it. I don't regret buying it, even if I don't get if I don't and still don't get a partial refund from it. But it is what it is, honestly. So I'm happy to have it. But if this book does come back on label where it says missing a page, I am contacting that guy again and go, I want some money back. I was right, you were wrong. You know, I'm perfectly civil and all that. You know, I'm perfectly civil and willing to compromise, but even I have my limits. You know, you treat me fair, or I can bite. My bark is worse than my bite, but you don't want to see my bite at times. It's one of those things where all I wanted was to be treated fairly, and I came up with proof, or as proof as I can come up with, that is missing a page, and he just didn't want to work with me. So we'll see who's right in the end when it comes back. All right, the top 10 of my 2019 books. At number 10 here, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 95, second print, 9.8 CBCS. This book was signed by Kevin Eastman at the Colorado Springs Comic Con this year, my first Comic Con. I waited 2.5 hours to get his signature and was really excited. If I'd known one of the books was there on a cover there, I would have bought the book there and had him sign that one. I didn't. But I got this book here, the print from, again, Hall of Justice. I've ordered it from them because my local comic book shop didn't have it, because they just didn't come in, and I wanted to make sure I had the book on time. But I had him sign this book. It's really cool. I'm happy to have it. I didn't care that it was a second print, but it's the first cameo appearance of Jennika, the first female turtle. She's gonna be yellow here. So super stoked about this book. It was really cool. Eastman was a cool guy, and I got the signature for free, which was really cool. The first signature was free. The second one would have cost you money, and so on and so forth. So it was really cool that he was willing to do that. People waiting in line for 2.5 hours. He'll sign a book of yours for free and not charge anything. It was really cool of him. So I dig it and love the fact that he came back at 9.8. This thing was awesome. I was hoping for a 9.8. Sorry, I did not have my fingers overly crossed. Alright, number 9. Amazing Spider-Man 185. This is a 8.5 CGC, and it's also a double cover, which was really cool. I wanted a double cover, a book, and I wanted Amazing Spider-Man. So I found this one on eBay from a guy in Canada, and I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. It's really cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. This is where he graduates from high school and all that. Both covers were graded at an 8.5, so, and all that. So it was really cool. Glad to have it. Then I say once again, digging the yellow. It was really cool. All right, number 8. Amazing Spider-Man 294, a 9.0 CBCS signed by Mike Zeck. This is the Death of Kraven issue on the Hunted in the Hunted storyline, and I dig this book. Mike Zeck was cool and all that. I could almost went right up to him. I had to wait behind 1 or 2 people, but it was really, really cool. When I saw him there, I had to have him sign one of these books here. You know, he didn't have too many books that I would get outside Spider-Man. You know, I didn't have any Captain America or whatnot, but I had him sign this one. It was really cool. And I like that it's signed. I had to sign it across the chest. It was really cool instead of up there in the bleachers with Spider-Man. I just thought it was cooler to have it down there in front of on Kraven like that. It's really cool. And he has a great signature. Zeck has an awesome, cool, classy signature. Really, really cool. Again, I got this signed at Colorado Springs Comic Con this year. You know, it's the 2 books I had signed and sent off to be graded at CBCS. So it's the very first books. Those 2 books are the first 2 books I've had signed in person and sent off to be graded. Everything else that's the yellow label I bought like that. All right, number 7. This is a very, very important book to me, a very important thing in my collection. It is AF-15. It is a Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy 15. It is a single graded page. You know, it's a single page from the book. I mean, if you have the AF-15 facsimile, you can definitely prove it. But I wanted the book. I wanted AF-15. It is my holiest of holy grails. And yes, I would love it being a completed book, but I wanted a part of it because I've talked to several people who've owned a single page of Captain America #1 or Action Comics #1. All of us have the same opinion. Just owning the page is owning the book. So it might, a lot of you might disagree, and I completely respect your views and your opinions. I mean, it's completely valid. But for me, I wanted it, even if it's just a single page. Yes, Spider-Man is not on the page. That would have been at least $1,000 instead of what I paid for it, which was $350 or $375. But I was more than happy with this book. I'm more than happy with this page, and just to own it in my hands and have it read right up here, Amazing Fantasy 15 is proof that I own it. Yes, it's not. I'm not like Comic Books NYC Javi, or I believe his name, who has 2 AF-15s, or other people who have more. And yeah, I mean, I don't have $10,000 to drop on a completed book, even if it's a 0.5. But this one I could pay a couple $100 for and own it. I'm more than happy to have it. So it means a lot. It didn't crack any higher on the list because, again, to do that, the books just need to be complete. You know, solid books and all that. So that's why it's on the list and why it's number 7, but also why I didn't make it any lower on the list. So number 6, my first Golden Age book, Action Comics 124. in a G condition. 2.0 is what I think it's going to be in. It's currently at CGC, and so I'm waiting for it to come back. Hopefully soon. And it's really good, cool. The next issue is when Superman flies for the first time, so I missed out on that by an issue. But I dig it, and I really dig the yellow on this. It was just kind of suiting to get these older covers like this, the yellow, the yellow Golden Age book. It was really cool. I really dig it a lot. I look forward to getting it back. I'm hoping for a 2.0. So, but we will have to see. Alright, number 5. Top 5. Fantastic Four, number 50, 0.5 CGC. It is missing a page, and it has 2 different writings on the cover for names, but it is what it is. But I got it to complete the 3. So, I got to complete the 3, and I'm more than happy to have it. So, who picked brown as a good color? Honestly, brown doesn't look good unless it's a desert scenery. I don't know. Whoever designed that cover should have picked a better color. I mean, at least a nice cobalt blue or something, Or a Ferrari red or something like that. That would have been cool. A solid red cover or a solid blue cover would have been cool. Hell, even a solid yellow cover would have been better than that brown. Anyway, it is what it is. Alright, number 4. Fantastic Four, 49. And a 1.0 CGC. Definitely the best cover of the 3. I didn't agree at first, but it's really, really cool. First full appearance of Galactus, and second appearance of Silver Surfer, and the first time they are both on the cover. So, really, really cool. I dig it a lot. Like the head, like the Kirby. Jack Kirby, definitely a really cool guy. I like his style a lot. Really cool book to have, and glad to have it back. So, 1.0 fair market value as of today, I believe, is $190. So, really cool. Glad to have this book. Alright, number 3. Fantastic Four, 48, 1.5 CGC. I am super stoked to have it back in this grade. The cover is detached. 49 had a cover detached and completely split, but this one just has a cover detached. You can see a little bit in the picture, I think, here with the roll. And it's currently valued in this condition just over $500, which is what I paid for all 3 was $500. I was stoked, or $550. So between all 3 books, even with paying to have them graded, the value of these books is worth more than what I paid. So I won in the end. So it's really cool. I don't get to win like that very often, because I have them graded sometimes just on sentimental value, and they're not worth it, except for that reason. But I dig 48 here. Really cool, really, really cool. The Watcher, Fantastic Four there. Just the red. Really, really cool. Super stoked to have this book. Super stoked that I have it back. So, I may have to sell a couple of these Fantastic Four books in the future. But it is what it is. I'm glad that I got them before the movie came out and all that. So, definitely like them a lot. So. And one of these days I'll trade up in value, but who knows? It's one of those books. Anyway. Number 2. And this is number 2 because this is my favorite villain. Amazing Spider-Man number 14, First Green Goblin. This is currently at CGC as well. Will come back as a 0.5 because it is a couple of panel pages things cut out, although they're still there. The cover is kind of cut here, around the ASM 14 or Amazing Spider-Man logo, and it's kind of taped back on and all that. This is definitely a beat the hell up book, but I bought it. I got lucky to get it for a cheap price, and I only got it because the person who originally bought it from auction from them didn't pay, and so the person resubmitted it, and I don't think we made a deal. Either I barely got a deal or we didn't reach a deal, but I got it for him. I got it for like $50, $100 less than what the other person was going to buy for it. So I'm really happy to get it. Again, my Green Goblin is my favorite superhero, and I'm not superhero, supervillain. for Spider-Man, and really cool. And I dig the yellow, and I dig the appearance by the Hulk in here. It's just a really cool book. I really enjoy it. So glad to have it, and cannot wait to have it come back. So again, I fully expect a 0.5. Don't expect a high grade from it, honestly. Sorry, I'm filming these early in the morning, so I'm tired. Couldn't sleep anymore, so I'm filming them. Alright, and number 1 on the list. This is where I would have had Amazing Spider-Man number 2, had I still had it, but I had to sell it because I had responsibilities and all that. But it's in a good home now with Discovery Bay Comics, so congratulations again, man. Thank you for buying. I hope you enjoy it. But this book here is my new number 1 for the year. Super stoked to have it. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 5. First appearance of Doctor Doom outside of the Fantastic Four. Really, really cool book. I love it. I just love it. And it's in pretty good condition too. I think it's going to be in a 4.0. Possibly higher. I've had it, I've had it pressed before. I've sent it out to be graded, so fingers crossed. This thing I would love this book to come back as a 5.0. Honestly, I'd love it to come back as a 5.0 because it'd be so poetic for me to have a Amazing Spider-Man number 5 come back as a 5.0. I mean, what's the thing that everyone's always saying? Very linear and all that. Just really cool to have a number 5 out of 5, number 6 out of 6, number 7 out of 7. Fortunately I had to stop at ASM 10 because there's no way to get that in a 10. But I just love this book here. Love this book. Cannot wait to have it back from C2C. So, alright, that is the list. These are the top 50 books that I've collected for 2019. Again, not all of them are valuable like Fantastic Four's 48s or a big key like Secret Wars or Crisis on Infinite Earths. Some of them are just books like Amazing Spider-Man 298, 299, or What If 10, First Silk, or the facsimiles of Fantastic Four number 1 or AF-15. They are books that are just important to me. And isn't that really what this hobby is all about? And all that. I collect what I collect, and I'm happy with it. So there might be other books out there that I got that are more valuable and more important than some of the ones I've shown. But these covers and these books made the top 50 for me. So I cannot wait to see what 2020 looks like. I am super stoked and super excited to see what the future looks like. And I cannot wait to have you guys join me in my future videos, and so we can show off our books together. So this is Mr. Comics 89 signing off. Thank you again, everyone, for hanging out and watching these 2 videos with me. You guys are the best. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you have a good day or night, depending on what time you watch this. So I'm signing off now. Happy collecting, everyone. I'll see you later.